to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. No case. Welcome to Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, where we uncover the facts, examine the evidence, and make sure no case is forgotten. Welcome to Viral Crimes.
Hey, Viral Crimes family, we're back. We're back for another Leo breakdown. Bobby Shmurda. Listen, I fell in love with him too. I fell in love with Paid in Full yesterday, but today is about Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda, you guys, I know you heard of him. Everybody, you had to heard of him. You know, he was really big in, I think what was it, like the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, but his songs were bangers. There was always good music all the time. So tonight is not only about Bobby Shmurda's birthday, it is also Leo season, you guys. And you know, Leo season is the best season. So if you are a Leo, you're out here watching the Viral Crimes family, listen, drop your astrological sign. Yeah, in the chat. If you're a Leo, drop a 1 in the chat, you guys. So Bobby Shmurda, he was born August 4th under the sign represented by the lion. And whether you believe in astrology or simply enjoying just this discussion we're doing, you don't have to believe in it, but it's just discussion, you guys. Bobby's public personality displayed several qualities commonly associated with Leos. You already know the big energy, the attention, the natural entertainer in us. I'm a Leo, y'all, in case y'all didn't know. I'm a triple Leo. He appears intensely loyal. We are so loyal to a fault to the people we consider family. I had to learn as I got older that family are the ones that are there for you. Loyalty, love, family. DNA, it's just a relation. Doesn't mean that you're family. It really doesn't. Because those same people that you're connected to with the DNA will try to take you out, but we ain't gonna go that deep. So he possessed a great deal of pride. And even after losing the most important years of his young career, Bobby returned determined to make sure the world remembered his name. But Leo energy can also have a difficult side. Confidence can bring impulsiveness. Loyalty can cause someone to remain connected to people and situations that we may not outgrow. So it's like you can take the boy out the hood, but can you take the hood out the man? Sometimes we just got to detach ourselves from people because everybody is not meant to go where you're going. And once you understand that, and once you realize I'm trying to make it to this level, and these people are just crabs in the barrel trying to pull you back in, you got to sever that tie, let them drop in that barrel, and you keep pushing forward because what's for you is for you. So pride can make it difficult to accept advice. And the desire to be leader of the pride can, listen, I know how that, becoming leader of the pride, it's hard. You got to swallow your pride and you got to just say to yourself, I don't know everything. I can learn something from somebody. But that Leo thing in us is just like, it's scary. So, and the desire to be the leader of the pride can place someone at a center of attention, both positive and negative. So tonight, we are examining Bobby Shmurda's story. We're also asking, did Bobby's loyalty help him survive, or did it cost him years of his freedom? So we all know who Bobby Shmurda is, and in case you don't know, this is our boy right here, Bobby Shmurda. Yeah, the loud persona, just out there, the jewelry, the loud clothing, all that stuff put him dead smack in the middle of trouble. So one trait frequently associated with Leos is resilience. That could be a gift or a curse because we don't know when to stop. We will give until there is nothing left. You're internally, you just say to yourself, I'm done. You can only do so much. My dad was here this weekend. He told me that. He said, Sharon, enough. So the lion may be wounded, but it does not want the world to see it defeated. It never will, you guys. That's something else about a Leo. We harbor our feelings. We keep our feelings to ourselves. We do not wear our emotions on our sleeves, so you don't know how to read us. We move and shake differently. Bobby has spoken about growing up with his father's incarceration and spending portions of his childhood inside the juvenile justice system. So it was almost like, he had it against him before he had it for him. So we're going to start. I like to find me a nice little video, and we're going to look at that and just go from there.
Programming.
Yeah, but you got to tell the hood that. The hood don't know that.
Right. They don't know that they're being marketed to.
Wait, when you not on that machine no more.
Yeah.
And your shit is regular now. They think it's like, oh, your shit not hot no more. No, it's not getting paid for it no more. That's what it means.
Butter.
When I think about Bobby Shmurda, I think about a rapper who had unrealistic expectations put on him. When Bobby is brought up, people are quick to mention that he fell off, but I feel as though if you only lead with that opinion, you're sort of dehumanizing his situation. When you think about it, before his 7-year bid in prison, Bobby only had, less than a year as an artist in rap?
5 months. I had like 5 months.
You had 5 months of success.
They came and got it extra early.
His time in prison raised his hype to an all-time high. And don't get me wrong, he dropped a bunch of misses since getting out, but I was always...
You guys, that's crazy. 5 months. 5 months is all he had to enjoy the little bit of time that he had, financial freedom, a little bit of peace. 5 months. It's crazy when you think about it.
was confused why people expected Bobby to come home and have a musical run like he was Tupac. Even though Bobby had success, he was still raw. You could tell he didn't fully polish his sound yet. He came out and switched it up, but you could tell people expected some crazy first day out or for him to hop on New York drill.
I didn't stay for clout to be like, I don't need no clout. I know the trouble. I know the back end of it. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't just the fans, even his label expected it. Epic Records.
You know, they said when the public first met Bobby, he was not presenting himself as broken, and he was. He appeared joyful, always smiling. I just remember the teeth. I used to say, boy, he got some chompers on him. He appeared joyful, animated, and completely confident. Now, that is something many people associate with the Leo personality. You can never tell when we up or we down. You think we are okay all the time. And then when you are down and somebody notices it, what's wrong with you? Because they're so used to you just being the life of the party. So they may experience pain privately, but still walk into a room carrying themselves like the main attraction. It just is what it is. Bobby's early life raised an important question. Was the confidence we saw in Hot Ninja video natural confidence, or was it armor developed by a child who learned early on, that appearing vulnerable could be dangerous, and not knowing presenting himself this way also could be dangerous. So do Leos hide their pain behind confidence and humor? Yeah, I used to. I don't hide it behind humor no more because ain't nothing funny no more to me. It's nothing funny. I don't joke anymore. And it's so sad. You know, I joke with my family. I joke with my husband. But outside of that, I don't joke about certain things anymore. So Bobby's natural star power. He had it. Leos are traditionally ruled by the sun, which represents visibility, warmth, creativity, and the desire to shine. Bobby did not need an expensive music video to capture the public's attention. He already had it. It was in him. He stood in the middle of his neighborhood, threw his hat into the air, danced, and became a person everybody watched. So he didn't need the microphone. He didn't need the videos. He didn't need the studio. He was already famous where he was. Other people were standing around him, but Bobby naturally became the center of the video. This is the video that the element of Bobby's story, that natural stage presence that he had. Some people have to carefully manufacture into stars and all that good stuff, but not Bobby. He had it in him. He was born to do this. The question was he ever going to have the opportunity to do it? It wasn't that he couldn't. A lot of us just don't get that opportunity to become who we naturally are, or we don't find that purpose and we keep it suppressed. But he got the opportunity. He got the opportunity, you guys.
Didn't even want to bail him out when he was initially arrested, but didn't want to drop him from the label because his buzz while being in prison only grew. Once people in the label realized he wasn't living up to whatever expectations that was set, everybody left.
This is new CD, Shmurda, she wrote here with the song Hot Boy, Bobby Shmurda.
Now, remember how I said how raw of a rapper Bobby was? In the early 2010s, Chester, Pennsylvania producer Jail Beats used to release mixtapes with a bunch of his instrumentals that were original, or some were beats that he had already gave to other rappers. At the end of 2012, he released a mixtape titled Crack Music 6, and the 8th track on that mixtape was titled Jackpot, which was the instrumental for a Lloyd Banks song that he also produced.
And I'm just fucking these hoes like I'm crushing these shows.
Bobby Shmurda, who never had any plans to be a rapper, went to a small studio in Brownsville and recorded over that Jackpot instrumental.
What made you pick that beat? Because it was Lloyd Banks shit, right? Oh, it was Lloyd Banks. I didn't know it was Lloyd Banks shit. I just found it. You found it. On YouTube. Beat. Word. Yeah. I found it on YouTube.
You guys, do y'all think that Hot Ninja successfully was primarily successful because of the song, or because Bobby had that undeniable star power? Do you feel that anything that he was going to be on, it was going to be successful? Do you think that, sometimes I think that the world gets scared of what you can become, so they'll try to do anything to bring you down. So he blows up, within 5 months, he's gone. Because I think that my mom used to say to me, sometimes the devil will peek into your future and see that your future is bright and will do anything it can to take you down from what your purpose truly is. So here you had this guy that everything he touched was turned into gold. I think they might have gotten scared. Allegedly, my opinion, I'm just talking right now, you guys. I'm just talking. Let's keep going with this.
Yeah, it was Banks' beat, but he never bought the record, so
Okay.
he kind of like put it on the back burner.
I was happy for Bobby Shmurda, because at the end of the day, he got a chance to feed his family and stuff like that.
That, of course, became Hot Nigga. That was recorded in 2013 and garnered buzz in his neighborhood, but wouldn't take off until Bobby and his team, GS9.
Now, guess what he did? So a lot of times, what they do is they're going to bring their homies. Ain't no fun unless the homies get something. I don't know. But he had to bring his homies. So his friends were in the videos. Their names appeared in the music. He publicly represented GS9 and remained closely connected to the people who had been with him before the fame. This is where we get confused. Although that may be true, and they were there before the fame, but the fame wasn't for them. The fame was your blessing. Now, it's okay. We can bless, whoever. It is what it is. But you have to sometimes sit back and say, I can't bring y'all with me right now. Let me climb this mountain. And while you climb and you ponder, are any of these people do I really want to have with me? Or you ask God, listen, Lord, send me a sign of who I should be with. Because a lot of times they will come, like I always say on this channel. Trust nobody. It's unfortunate. All your homies, you can have 10 homies. I promise you, 2 in that bunch is looking at you side eyes, and you don't even know it. You sitting there with rose petal glasses on, saying, this is my boy, this is my homeboy. No, I'm sorry to tell you, unfortunately, I've experienced it way too many times, to the point where now I just sit in my little bubble, you guys. Let's watch a little more of this.
Shot the video for the record in March of 2014. Even getting Bobby to shoot the video was a chore for his friends. Bobby, who was still in the streets.
Okay, you saw those guys in the video? From what I'm hearing, 5 of them were his close friends. See, and that's the problem that the lion may feel. The lion feels that it's responsible for the pride. And that's another thing about being a Leo. You're not responsible for the pride. Technically, you are. But everybody in it should not be in your pride. You know what I mean? Like, you got to sift through the mess and see who you're going to protect. But that's another thing about a Leo. So however, one person cannot save everybody, you guys. They just can't. Especially when members of the group are making choices that may bring you down. Who's acting crazy? You know your boys. Those are the ones you say, sorry, kick rocks.
At this point, didn't see the potential in making music.
But I just didn't care about certain shit. Like, you couldn't, I was a person on the block, you come and tell me about something, I'm gonna look at you like you crazy. Like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is nigga talking about? You know what I mean? But they kept me on it. They was on it. Like, yo, we ain't hearing nothing. I'll buy you the outfit. I'll buy this and that. I'm like, y'all annoying, bro. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And the shit just went.
That's crazy. Well, Bobby's life had been different, you guys. Had he separated from the GS9 boys immediately after signing his first record deal, should he have left them behind? Listen, I'm to the point where, like I said, at this point in my life, I'm leaving everybody behind. I don't give a darn about nothing right now except for myself and the people within these 4 walls. And then I have my extended people that I connect with, you know, outside of that. But it's a very close, tight-knit friendship, familyness that we've created. So, and that's hard to find. And it took me 50-something years. I'm going to tell you how old I am, but it took me a long time to get that. And now I've built this family that, you know, we may fuss, we may not always agree, but we'll always come back together.
Crazy after, bro. Yeah.
The same day he released the video for Hot Nigga, the video got 2,000 views in his first day. This is what sparked Bobby to start taking music seriously. Seeing other people in his neighborhood who did take rap serious and not get those numbers, he knew he had something. And he was right, because Hot Nigga is almost at 1 billion views today.
Same day. Same day. That's wild. That's why I say, yo, I gotta get out the streets.
By the time Hot Nigga became a viral moment, Bobby felt like with rap, he found a lane that he could make money legit outside the streets. But he was still paranoid about his life previous to rap catching up to him.
I think Bobby Shmurda came, I was running from my life already. You know what I'm saying? So when that
get away from that life.
Oh yeah, when it came, I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just extra more like, oh God, but at the same time, I remember I was so paranoid everywhere I went because I see police following me everywhere.
And now you somebody and they know you.
This and that. No, they know these motherfuckers is the same police that been locking me up since I was 12. Going
And Chewy and some hot nigga.
Before being called Bobby Shmurda, he was going by Chewy, coming up in Brooklyn, New York. Y'all ever have a friend growing up who was just bad as hell? That was Bobby. Getting kicked out of schools and run-ins with the police as early as 12 years old, he had quite the reputation in his neighborhood before rapping. Having a father who was sentenced to life in prison when Bobby was only 2 months old, he grew up in a single-parent home with him and his brother and adapted to his environment. Bobby stood out for the same reasons he stood out as an artist, for his high energy. That high energy led to him being outside and indulging in different things.
My name Chewy. Always been like an active kid. Right. Kid from the street, like the whole hood know me, you know what I'm saying? So I had ADD. Or if I was off the chain, so I was a baby. Like they always try to put me on medication. So
I kind of had that name. Like, he's fun. If you know him, he's cool. If you don't know him, that nigga be shooting everybody. Don't say nothing to them. So
his teen years were filled with juveniles.
He talked real reckless. You know, he talks about all type of stuff he shouldn't be talking about on in an interview and things of that nature. So that shows you he was just very immature. Very, very immature. So a young Bobby suddenly had money. He had money, you guys. He had recognition. He had access. You know, he's chilling with Jay-Z and them. So he really crossed over. Although it was only 5 months, there was a lot he went through in those short 5 months. So he had survived situations that could have destroyed him, you guys. And his instincts may have told him that he already knew how to protect himself. As a Leo, we will ponder this and put this into our head, but we won't act on it. We know, but we're saying to ourselves, nah, they would never do that to me. You know, it's just a weird way Leos we think. So, but street survival and industry survival required different skills. He didn't have the skills for the industry survival. He didn't have he didn't have it for the street survival in either. So the decision that helped someone survive in an environment can become liabilities in another environment. And I think that's what happened to him. He tried to take that street environment and bring it into the boardroom. So you guys, let me ask you this. Do you think Bobby had experienced people around him who would have told him no? Do you guys think that? And sit him down and make him listen? Because I know Leos, we can be so stubborn, so pig-headed. But I will tell you something about a Leo. We will grow and learn. So, I believe, and I'm only speaking because I'm a triple Leo. I believe if someone has set him down and gave him that hard conversation, he may have left the room saying, I'm not thinking about what they talking about, but I promise you, when he laid his head on that pillow, that conversation ran through his head. I promise you that. That is something about a Leo. We not may show you our weakness and be like, whatever, but I promise you, we thinking about it days after until it's like a leaky faucet. It's like, okay, I need to act on this. So, all right, you guys, we're going to keep going with this. Bobby Shmurda, man, I love to. Me and my husband, that song will come on. We will be out in the club. Yeah, we still club at this age. Well, no, we haven't been out in the club in a while. When he was hot boy, hot ninja, we was in there dancing. Hold on, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. This is my family. You guys are family now. This is y'all community. So we just here laughing, you guys. Let's keep going. Look at his teeth, y'all. Look at them chompers. Do you think they veneers? I try to find some early pictures of him because I want to see what his teeth look like and who the hell was his dentist if they are not his.
Has been open about only being in middle school and high school just a few times. Bobby and his crew GS9.
Guys, before we go for further, please, you guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We have to get this out here. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a live, you guys. We are everywhere. We on Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, and it's something else I'm missing. Rumble. I be forgetting. So don't ever tell me you can't find us. So don't meet us there, you guys. Beat us there. So if you're a Leo, drop a 1 in the chat, y'all. We talking about Bobby Shmurda. It's Leo season, and that's what we're going to be doing this entire season. It's all about the Leos. You know what I'm saying? I'm a triple Leo, so I get excited. Leo season is coming. My birthday is next week. Listen, let me tell you what I do. On my birthday, I get spoiled rotten. I mean, spoiled. Nah, I get loved. Some people call it spoiled. I get loved. Spoiled wife life. I love it. But I used to do this as a child. That next day after my birthday, I get up and I go, Mom, guess what? She said, what? I said, my birthday's coming up. I start getting them prepared the day after my birthday so they know. And I'm saying, this is what I want for my birthday. I've been spoiled all my life. Listen. And it ain't changed yet. So I'm excited. It's coming up next week. I don't know what my husband and my daughter got planned for me, but I know it's big. It's always big. It's always big. My husband say, go big or go home. Listen, we're not going home, so we're going to go big. All right, you guys, let's keep going. That's that Leo in me. I'm sorry, you guys. I talk a lot. That's the Leo. So now y'all understand why my mouth be like this. Because I'm a Leo. My confidence is like this because I'm a Leo. Let's go, Bobby Shmurda.
We're known in Brooklyn by the neighborhood, but also NYPD, being investigated since 2010, 4 years before the start of his career. 2013, after being in a juvenile facility, that's when he started to explore different options to get out of the streets.
Right.
I was in an investigation since 2010.
So you was already.
So you knew.
Yeah, it was deep already.
The name Bobby Shmurda came from him being so known for all the wrong things as Chewy. He wanted to choose the most civilian name possible to shed his past.
Bobby sound like a guy. I don't want to sound like it sound like a white boy name.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob.
Just tell Bobby.
Yeah.
Tell me Bobby.
How
did you pick Bobby? Because Chewy said wild ghetto body.
All this is why I'm not surprised that he got out of prison and didn't want to make.
He said he picked Chewy because Bobby did. Whatever, that was cute. Anyway, y'all.
Street music. He been looking for a way out since the beginning.
That's what I said. No, there was we gotta stop, bro. I said, yo, I want to be a rapper now, y'all.
I'm gonna let them know where I came from. The first EP and the album's gonna let them know where I came from.
You know, second album was looking forward to showing them you can change, that you don't gotta be that no more. Like you could be yourself. Cause a lot of people got a problem being themselves. Like they don't feel comfortable in their own skin.
As his buzz grew, labels were taking notice. Shy Money XL, who was the
And that's the thing, you guys. Everybody was taking notice. It was just not the label, the record label. Everybody was taking notice of this young man. The streets were taking notice of this young man. This guy was loud before he even became famous. So the sun naturally draws attention, and Bobby's fame placed him at the center of the GS9 case. Although the indictment involved numerous defendants and different allegations, Bobby's face dominated the headlines, just like his face dominated the streets when he was 15 and he was in the projects and the everybody was coming around to see him. He just dominates everywhere he goes, whether it's positive or negative. So his face took over the whole case. Even though there were multiple names, Bobby became the fall guy. So although the indictment involved, like I mentioned, numerous people, Bobby's face was the headline. Is it a blessing or a burden? Being a Leo, is it a blessing or a burden? Just like you have the lion, it's really true. Everybody depends on you. Everybody leans on you. Everybody wants some type of you. But guess what? You don't get that from nobody else. You're literally, the lion is off to the side by itself until it's time to come out to do something for somebody. It's crazy. So I actually, being a triple Leo, my heart goes out to him because I know the weight of what he carried. But like I said, at my age, you get to the point now where you say, okay, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not being appreciated at all. And I'm giving more than anybody should ever give to any person. And listen, my counselor told me that. I went to counseling one day and the counselor looked at me and said, why do you do this? You got to stop. My daddy said you got to stop. Guess what? 2026, I'm stopping. When I tell you financially, emotionally, mentally, I am focusing on the viral crimes studio in my community. So let's keep going with this case. I really feel this, it's because, like I said, because I am a Leo, this is all resonating in me. Like, I feel sorry for him because no one understands what he's trying to do. I don't even believe he understands at this age. Unfortunately, it got to him before he was able to figure out the whole picture. It's really sad. Let's keep going, you guys.
The former president of G Unit Records was the head of A&R at Epic Records.
Yo, Bobby, when I met him, bro, they all came in the studio.
Yeah.
Just felt like home to me, bro.
They remind you of Fifth?
Remind me of the unit, the whole crew.
Wanting to get Bobby before another label did, Shy Money set up a meeting with him, Bobby, and the CEO at the time, L.A. Reid. This meeting is how we got this infamous clip.
That was my song. Let me tell you, that right there was a jam. I'm not lying. When we used to hear that, listen, whether we on a motorcycle, we in the slingshots, that is on 100. I promise you. That beat that comes in, oh my God. Let me tell you something. Go ahead, Bobby. Do your thing. I need to rewind that. That beat is sick, you guys. I promise you. I don't know how many. I'm a music head. Let me tell you something. That beat right there. If you on a motorcycle, you on back of the motorcycle, and that beat comes in, and you got that bass on your motorcycle, or you in your slingshot, and that my husband would be like, "Babe, turn it down." No, get some earplugs. This is Bobby. We gotta play that beat right there. Listen, and God forbid you have some bass in your darn. Let me keep going. Back in the day, it was inside your cars, but now we're doing the motorcycle and slingshots, so it's a little different. But it still kicks the same. I'll go back. Ooh, Epic. He had Epic Records having a standing ovation for him.
I ain't gonna lie, this video always bothered me. Minus what looked like shucking and jiving. I just wish Bobby had somebody who told him, don't do that, because just
I really was saying the same thing. The audience. But yet, you get them clapping. Well, no, not really. But luckily, they let him do this record because it needed to be done, you guys. I hear y'all dinging out here. I'm all over. I'm trying to keep up where we at, you know. So it's a little hard because sometimes you can't see. I can't see kick. I can't see. So I have all these things going. So bear with me as I try to respond back. But you guys, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You got to do this. Tell a friend. Once you're a part of the Viral Crimes family, you're a part of it. And let me tell you, it's not always a bad crime. It's just what society call a crime. We're going to talk about it. Become a part of it.
song already blowing up way before Epic was even in the picture. They needed him more than he needed a label at that point. If anything, they should have been dancing for him. At the same time, I understand being that young and trying to get the bag, especially coming from poverty.
You know, you gotta keep everything professional. I think when I was dancing that time, I was really running from the streets. I was so blinded, I was running from the streets. And honestly, when I was 19, bro, I didn't give a fuck about the industry.
Bobby eventually signed to Epic Records for a 7-figure deal. 2 weeks later, his childhood friend and GS9 member, Rowdy Rebel, was signed with Epic as well. Who had a song bubbling with Computers that was originally on the GS9 mixtape that was released earlier that summer. Computers would really start to take off once the video came out. Bobby went viral again for his dancing and verse on the song.
Hey, think that I'm Tom Cruise?
Bobby was now officially a millionaire at only 20. Just a year before, he was fresh from a
Now, this is crazy. So I went back. I said, you know what? We know that Bobby Shmurda, he started very, very young. You know, he really did. So was Bobby treated more harshly because he was the age that he was? You know, I have some, hold on, let me pull this up. Where we at? This is him, 2014. This baby was going through it in 2014 to 2019, in and out, in and out, in and out. I wonder why. He needed more help than I think anybody cared to figure out. You know, here is him and oh, see, this is a lot of times this is what brings us down, is the flashiness. This right here. And unfortunately, he's a Leo, so it's just in his, he's not trying to be flashy. That's the thing. This is just who he is. He's got his money, he's got his Rolex. He's not trying to throw this in anyone's face. This is just him. So let's keep going, you guys. I want to get into the actual court case too, and about his little crew he was with that he had to bring with him.
Juvenile stint, and now he turned the situation completely around. So he thought. We were seeing Bobby everywhere at this point, but behind the scenes, his past was still haunting him. Publicly, we would see a young dude enjoying his newfound success.
Nobody wants to be alone when you ran from the world to the sun. Baby, you got it back. One more, hold on.
In reality, though, he was still running from his past.
It's your boy Bobby. Y'all niggas gotta chill with that gang shit on my shit, man. Y'all niggas making me lose money, man. A lot of people ain't gonna take me because it's gang related, man. Y'all niggas know what time it is. I see y'all. I hold it down, cuz. Hold it down.
GS9 were with him before he blew up, and he kept him around as he was going up, but NYPD was still following their moves. For example, when Bobby taped his performance for the Jimmy Kimmel show in Manhattan, he seen cops there that he knew from Brooklyn. He was being advised to have GS9 back off from him for a while, because the heat they had with the law would kill his career before it even started.
Yo, come move to Cali with me. I moved to Cali. Said, come move to California.
You trying to get Bobby to move?
Yo, get out of here, bro.
Bobby didn't listen, feeling like his neighborhood inspired the music, and the music is what attracted the industry to him in the first place.
Yo,
all right, you guys, let's pause this real quick, because one of the guys that he took with him was Rowdy Rebel. Bobby later explained that he accepted a plea arrangement that allowed Rowdy to receive the same 7-year sentence rather than potentially potentially facing a life in prison. This is what I'm saying. this was someone he brought with him from the past. He should have left in the past. You know, just like Lot's wife, God said, listen, turn around and you'll be a pillar of salt. People don't know how to leave the past in the past, and that is the problem. And it brings so much foolishness, drama, toxicity into the present, which does not allow you to be able to move on and be free and enjoy yourself because you're constantly thinking about the past. It just kills me. So Bobby reportedly believed he could serve the time more easily because he had less remaining time than Rowdy. That decision became one of the reasons many fans viewed Bobby as unusually loyal. But we must ask a difficult question, you guys. Let me think. Was accepting additional responsibility for his friend an honorable sacrifice? Or another example, was this another example of just Bobby placing loyalty above his own life and career? You know, I have a lot of questions. You guys in the chat, would you accept additional prison time to prevent your closest friend from receiving a much longer sentence? Now, I believe his friend should have said, nah, you go on and do you. And I'm going to do this time. And when I get out, because I can't do what you're doing out there. So when I get home, I expect you to have my back, just like with Paid in Full. Although Ace didn't go to jail when Rich was in there with Rico, you know, when he came out, Ace had his back, got him, you know, put him back on, gave him his own blocks, you know, gave him a new car. So he was back on. But now if I let Rowdy out, what Rowdy going to do? What we coming home to, Rowdy? So this wasn't a well thought out plan. It just really wasn't. You know, that's just my opinion. Like I said, everything on this channel is allegedly. I don't know. I'm just talking right now. So let's get back into the video, you guys.
A contract for Bobby Shmurda and you don't have my signature on that paper, sue the shit out of them. I don't give a fuck. Sue them niggas. I ain't getting no money for it. I ain't doing no more shows. Straight. Give a fuck about none of that shit.
Recognizing that this new situation got him out the streets, he didn't fully commit to moving in that way.
See, word of my mommy, the wrong thing. Let me tell you something about y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't know me. See, word of my mother, word of right now, like, nigga, I done dishing $30. Nigga, owe me $30, nigga. Word of mommy, nigga.
Hot Nigga beat that number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. His stock kept rising, and honestly, he delivered. He probably dropped the top 5 snippet of all time when he teased his first single with Epic Records, Bobby Bitch.
No sorries, bitch. No sorries, bitch. Shoot that nigga in the shorty, bitch. Shorty, bitch.
Bobby Bitch was included on his first industry project, Shmurda She Wrote.
It's your boy Bobby Shmurda. It's your boy Rowdy Rebel, man. I want to thank everybody for getting that Shmurda She Wrote.
You guys, that's Rowdy Rebel. This is the one that he took the hit for. This guy, I won't say here. I want to be light with it. I'm just saying in this industry, I've never heard of Rowdy Rebel. If you've heard of Rowdy Rebel, you guys, drop a 5 in the chat. If you heard who Rowdy Rebel was, I may be ignorant and just don't know. He may be just as famous as Jay-Z. I don't know. But this is who Bobby Shmurda decided, I'm going to end my career so this dude doesn't have to do as much time. Ridiculous.
Turn up. Get that motherfucker. We're gonna ride over AP.
Coming soon. GS9.
I'm sure buddy should come soon. Pow, pow.
As his career kept going up, that's when NYPD decided to strike. On December 17th, 2014, Bobby and Rowdy Rebel and 13 other GS9 members were arrested and charged with gang racketeering.
Bobby Shmurda and several of his associates were arrested yesterday, stemming from what the New York Police Department says was a long-term investigation that uncovered violence and narcotics trafficking.
And they had...
Let me tell you guys. Okay. We all know that prison took away at the exact moment. This is insane, you guys. At the exact moment where he was about to blow up, they came in and got him. At the exact moment his career was reaching its highest point. So for a Leo personality Someone associated with freedom, recognition, and creativity, expression being removed from the public eye. It was especially painful, I promise you. Bobby could hear that the music remained popular, but he could not perform. Nope. Bobby couldn't perform. He could watch other artists build careers influenced by the energy he helped create. Imagine you help build this building and you don't get to the top floor and it's almost done and the elevator just goes right back down to the beginning. So that's why I said everybody's not meant to go with you. I believe Bobby should have kicked rocks and got the hell on from GS9 and said, hey dudes, listen, somebody got to tell a story. It's going to be me. So he was no longer standing in the center of a crowd. He was confined, you guys. Controlled and largely unable to determine his own future. Fans began to say there was a hashtag free Bobby Shmurda. Artists continue mentioning him, trying to keep his name alive. The dance continued appearing in popular cultures. Oh, who knows? The lion had been removed from the stage, but the roar in him remained. It truly did. It remained. So when Bobby was released in February 2021, he received the type of welcome normally received by royalty. I'm telling you, they rolled out the red carpet. Celebrities celebrated, fans gathering. Quavo was there, reportedly arranged private transportation. So he got the creme of la creme. People viewed Bobby's release as more than an artist's homecoming. So what happened? It felt more like a cultural event. I sat there and I watched it. I said, wow. He was really admired. So that response demonstrates Bobby's unusual Leo-like magnetism. Got to be in the room. We bring something different. And it's not even how you look. It's an inner thing that I can't explain. Sometimes you don't even want the attention. You know, I one time I was like, I don't want to go out because I'm tired of the attention. I don't want the attention. And somebody said, well, maybe you need to dress differently. Oh, what? Dress differently? Oh, no, we're not doing that. So that was the only answer I could get. Maybe you need to tone yourself down. No, I don't tone down for nobody. I just don't want the attention. I want to do what I do, wear what I wear, look how I look, and just be free from all the attention, the men, the grabbing and around. I got tired of it. So, however, you guys, public celebration can create unrealistic expectation because they were looking for Bobby to come out and drop a #1 hit. Listen, that's what all the carpet was for. They was like, okay, you big and you bad and you in the limelight and you doing all this stuff. Drop a hit. Nope. The world expected Bobby to return immediately as the same young man who had left in 2017. But he was older, you guys. The music industry changed. The sound had changed. Social media has changed, and Bobby had changed big time. We're not going to discuss that change on Viral Crimes with Jocelyn, you guys. We're not going to do it. But he changed. He was not the same Bobby that went in and came back out 7 years later. So a lion returning to its territory may discover that the entire landscape is different now. What do we do? I don't know. I know what I would do as a Leo, but we're not talking about me right now, y'all. We're talking about him. And then I'm just saying, okay, I can see that. I can see that. So listen, chat. Did fans give Bobby enough time to adjust after prison? Did they give him enough time, you guys? Or did they expect an immediate hit? They wanted that hit because they really don't care about you. They only care about the money that you can make that line their pockets. They don't care about your mental health. This ain't about this is about, it ain't about the M word mental. It's about the M word, money. That's it. That's it, you guys. Put my glasses on so I can hear you guys louder. So drop one in the chat if you feel that they gave him enough time. They gave him enough time. So let's keep going, you guys. I'm excited. I love this story. Wait till the story tomorrow. I'm not even going to, listen, I'm not a spoiler. But you may want to be on here tomorrow. And I normally come on in the evenings after work, and between 6 and 7 is my little time for me to do this. Yeah. So I do work a full-time job, you guys. So bear with the channel as it grows. It's growing, and I'm so proud. We're over 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've hit, how many on Facebook, I think? I can't remember. But anyway, just help growing the channel. You are part of this family. So like, subscribe, share, turn on your notification. My Cash App is listed as well, because I can use some new lights up in here, because the ones I got right now, I'm like, oh, they're making me sweat. But that's all right. So the Cash App has also been attached to the ticker at the top, you guys. So let's keep going.
Bobby Shmurda's phone wiretapped since 2013. There's even a point where Bobby Shmurda is talking to one of his other guys, and he's telling him, he's like, yo, man, I think I'm done selling fucking crack or whatever he was selling.
Never seen nothing like that, bro. We looked outside, it was a bus. Straight up bus full of police coming inside.
I was outside the studio in the car. Caught a couple guns, a lot of guns. Shit like that.
Bobby was hit with a $2 million bill, and they didn't want 20%, 50%. They wanted the whole $2 million. He started looking towards his label, Epic Records, to help him pay the bond off, but the label refused to do so.
Yeah, we have the 10%. We have more than the 10%. It's not the 10%. It's the collateral. They want $2 million collateral.
$2 million collateral. Has Sony Music or L.A. Reid, Epic Records, been in contact with you?
I ain't get in contact with them in a long time.
Epic, on the other hand, took a more corporate approach to the situation. Looking at it on paper, Bobby was on the rise, but they felt like despite the success he garnered, they didn't see the value in bailing him out.
And I think it's unfortunate what has taken place. But when I heard him, I believed him. That's what sold me. It felt soulful. It didn't feel like someone was play acting, and it felt really believable. And I guess it was.
Right.
You know?
How did you respond? Like, how did you feel about the criticism that people, gave you about Epic and L.A. Reid isn't billing them out? Like, how did that make you feel?
Well, it made me feel like, people don't know anything about my business, right? That's really not their business. Right. That's the truth about it, right? We're not elected officials here, and we're not at liberty to disclose how we do business. It's fair practice, I can tell you that, right? But it's not the industry that it once was. Right. We seriously don't make the money we used to make. That's a fact of life, right? So this isn't, Bobby Shmurda is not the same as Snoop Dogg and Murder Was the Case, who was coming off the Chronic, and his first album. It's a different era, so we're a publicly held corporation. We just aren't in the same position we were in back in those days, so it's a different day.
Shy Money, who brought Bobby to Epic Records, wanted to bail him out, but was shut down and eventually lost his job. They figured he should have known that Bobby was a liability due to his involvement in the streets.
And I took an L for him going to jail.
What L did you take?
I got fired behind that.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm not a social worker. I ain't supposed to know I ain't asking niggas little fucking, you got priors?
From a business perspective, I understand why they didn't bail Bobby out, because when you invest in an artist, that's from your budget. And technically that artist is in debt to you the moment they cash that check. Plus you don't want your company appearing like you're supporting street activity. I'm thinking though, if you sign an artist for their presence in the streets or their image of the streets, up front it'd be best to tell them that if things ever hit the fan, we will not be involved in anything you got going personally. Of course labels don't say that because they want to sign the artist. So on the other hand, you got Bobby, who saw the music business as a lifeline to escape, not understanding that whatever company you're associated with will always choose the business first.
That's why I signed the deal. I was trying to get the out the streets. And them niggas still sent me to jail, and the deal ain't even work. Them niggas ain't come get me, niggas.
By 2016, GS9 was starting to get sentenced, with some guys receiving 117 years, 98 years, and 53 years. Rowdy Rebel was offered a plea of 12 years. Bobby was offered 5 years with the caveat that if he took more time, Rowdy would receive less time. Bobby took more.
Y'all heard that foolishness? Did you guys really hear this foolishness? This guy, he's the money man in this group. This shows you how off the human mind truly is. Let's go back and listen to this foolishness. Listen, because I would have got the hell on. I've done enough for you ninjas. I am done. Listen to this mess. Let's run this back just a little bit, you guys. Let's go back here. Matter of fact, let me get you guys over here so you guys can really, really hear. Listen, turn on your listening ears. Let's go.
You're associated with will always choose the business first.
That's why I signed the deal. I was trying to get the out of the streets. And them niggas still sent me to jail. And the deal ain't even work. Them niggas ain't come get me, niggas.
By 2016, GS9 was starting to get sentenced, with some guys receiving 117 years, 98 years, and 53 years. Rowdy Rebel was offered a plea of 12 years. Bobby was offered 5 years with the caveat that if he took more time, Rowdy would receive less time. Bobby took more time, totaling up to 7 years, lowering Rowdy's time to 7 years as well.
Rapper Bob. This some bull-ish. If I've ever heard it, you guys. This is some tomfoolery. He took on 2 more years. So his homeboy, come on now. Not happening. Let me, I'm going to switch gears here because there was something that was on TikTok and it shows you how Bobby was his worst enemy. Let me see if we can get to there. Hold on, y'all. Why is it not showing up? Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Bear with your girl. Why is it not? Oh my God, I'm gonna be upset if we do not get this one. Let's minimize this, y'all. You know, this is what lives are about. If you want to get the polished one, go back to the edited version in 2 days. Take me 2 days, y'all. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up TikTok real quick. Bobby sat up there and talked some straight foolishness on live. And I was like, why would he do this? This doesn't make any sense. They use everything they can, not only your lyrics, but your interviews. Where is it at? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can come across it real quick. I hate this. It was a good interview, and I don't know why the hell it is not on this screen because I saved it. I saved it for later. Hold on, y'all. I don't want to mess up my hold on, y'all. Was this it? No. Okay, if I don't find it in a couple of minutes, we're just gonna keep going. So that sucks. And I didn't save it because I thought I had it on the screen, but obviously I didn't. But he was talking about how he was everybody and he was in the streets doing, and how there was multiple victims of his powing. And I said, this is why they are looking for you. I think this might be it.
How do you feel about taking...
Oh, yeah, hold on. I think this is it, you guys. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. We're going to get rid of this. And I purposely put this over here for so we can have it. So hold on, y'all. Be patient. It's a virtue, I promise. And you guys can go see the edit version that I will be having up shortly. Okay, here we go. Can y'all see that? So I'm gonna add myself. Let me stretch this out. I've learned how to work my equipment now, so I'm really excited. So nothing makes me nervous anymore. I know what I'm doing. There we go. So I just let's listen to this stupidity on our boy Bobby.
How do you feel about taking a plea deal when you have co-defendants that are going to trial? Is that considered snitching, even if you don't admit that they were a part of it? Because this was a big thing with the young thug case.
So what happens is that people will consider it snitching, but what happens is like basically you giving your bros up on trial, like basically telling them they can't go to trial because if they go to trial, if you cop out.
Now this idiot was able to get out in 5 years, but he chose to take 7. See, that's the problem with LEOS. We are loyal to a fault, you guys. We will sell our own souls for the people that we love. And if you have a Leo in your corner, do that Leo right, and they will rock with you until the end of time. But you burn them once, you're going to burn down the whole house. promise you.
And they go to trial, they blow into whatever you copped out to. That's automatic. It's gang conspiracy. So that's why I couldn't cop out. So I could have took my 3 years and went home, but they offered me 3 years, but I know the bros going to trial, so I had to hold it down. But long story short, you can't, if you want gang conspiracy, you can't cop out because that's implicating that the gang is, it's a gang. So once you implicate that as a gang, they can go to trial and say that, boom, this person said this was a gang already. So that's basically using that as like a witness. You need 3 people to say, yo, it's a gang, or 2, 3 people, or 1 person to say it's a gang. You see what I'm saying? And once they say it's a gang, they can use that in trial now. That's the shit that the cops play. You know what I'm saying? They can use that in trial now and say, yo, this is a gang, and you blow into that. You automatically blow into that. So if anybody cop out before, you blown that.
How do you feel about taking a plea deal when you have co-defendants that are going to trial? Is that considered snitching, even if you don't admit that they were a part of it? Because this was a big thing with the young thug case.
So what happens is that...
Listen to his explanation. At the end of the day, we know that he's dumb because he was the money bags. And we all already know that his friends, the whole group of the GS9 crew that he was running with, that had to be with him, that he brought out the hood with him when he got his first contract. Okay, let's just remember this. He got his first contract. He decided to bring his boys with him. We know that right there was a no-no. So he bring these cats with him. So now they are running, they're in the videos, they're doing all this, but they're not making no money. So now if the true homeboys get arrested with you, they would say, yo, bruh, take the 3 years and run. Make as much money as you can, so when you get out, we all eating. But no, they said, take a little more time because I could get 12 years. But if you take some of my time, we both get 7. That's not a homeboy. What is this? I'm looking at the end, I'm still looking out for you. I pay your bills. I make sure you have fly clothes. You're dressing fresh to death. You looking good. And I must take time. I promise you, being a Leo is really freaking, it's a sickness. It should be in the medical books. Because I've done things like this. And not at this age, I'm wiser. I don't do this bullshit. Somebody got to live to tell the goddamn story. And it's going to be Jocelyn. Let's keep going with this stupid mess that he's talking.
People will consider it snitching, but what happened is basically you giving your bros up on trial. Basically telling them they can't go to trial. Because if they go to trial, if you cop out and they go to trial, they blow into whatever you copped out to. That's automatic. It's gang conspiracy. So that's why I couldn't cop out. So I could have took my 3 years and went home, but they offered me 3 years, but I know the bros going to trial, so I had to hold it down. But long story short, you can't...
Hold what down? Where's his mother? Where are the people that love him to give him advice? What are we holding down? You not holding nothing down behind bars, bruh. What is going on with this? You guys, I get really emotional. Some of these things be making me want to cry because I know if they had somebody that loved them in their corner, they wouldn't be doing this stuff. I don't know. I know that Leos generally, we do not enjoy feeling controlled. And I believe that part of him being able to control this was part of him being a Leo. So I know that if I do this, I get my homeboy this, this, that, and this. Okay, at the end of the day, you know what? Everybody's going to be like, oh, thank you. You walk out of jail, you're not getting a thank you, bruh. You're not getting nothing from these people. People don't appreciate shit nowadays. You can give blood. None of these dudes were around when he got out. And I know that was a hard reality that he had to face. That these dudes that he called brother, let me tell you something. It's horrible. It's horrible. You can give a leg to somebody, but if you needed a fingertip, you're not getting it. So I know, like I said, I'm a triple Leo, and I understand him, and I think that's why it's resonating through me, and I'm actually getting goosies because at my age, I wish I could tell him, give him some bit of advice, but at his age, I understand what he's doing, which is sad. Sad, you guys. Let's keep going with this.
If you want gang conspiracy, you can't cop out because that's implicating that the gang is, it's a gang. So once you implicate that as a gang, they can go to trial and say that,
boom, this person said.
So which three of your homeboys said it was a gang? So somebody was the Judas. You had 3 Judases in your pack. If listen, this is why I get so upset with people with their stupidity and their dumb thinking. If Jesus can have a Judas, why don't you think you can? You think you actually going through life and everything's all hunky-dory, you got your rose-petal glasses on, everything's great, but somebody in Jesus's pack took him out? Come on now. We got to start thinking deeper. All these people, all these black young men, women dying from these drownings, and we have to stop. Take off the rose-petal glasses, people, and look at reality. This dude right here needed a hug. I wish I could hug him right now. I think it would make us feel really a lot better, you guys. I'm going to invite him into the studio so I can hug him. I'll pay for him to get here. He needs a hug. For real. He needs a real good motherly hug.
This was a gang already. So that's basically using it as like a witness. You need 3 people to say it's a gang, or 2, 3 people, or 1 person to say it's a gang. You see what I'm saying? And once they say it's a gang, they can use that in trial now. That's the shit that the cops play. You know what I'm saying? They can use that in trial now and say, yo, this is a gang, and you blow into that. You automatically blow into that. So if anybody cop out before, you blown into that.
How do you feel about taking a plea deal when you have co-defendants that are going to trial? Is that considered snitching, even if you don't admit that they were a part of it? Because this was a big thing with the young thug case.
So what happens is that people will consider it snitching, but what happens is like basically you giving your bros up on trial, like basically telling them they can't go to trial. Because if they go to trial, if you cop out and they go to trial, they blow into whatever you copped out to. That's automatic. It's gang conspiracy. So if they're like, that's why I couldn't cop out. So I could have took my 3 years and went home, but they offered me 3 years, but I know the bros going to trial, so I had to hold it down. But long story short, you can't.
I guess it ain't no fun until the homies get something. What the freak are you talking about? Jesus.
If you want gang conspiracy, you can't cop out because that's implicating that the gang is, it's a gang. So once you implicate that as a gang, they can go to trial and say that, boom, this person said this was a gang already. So that's basically using it as like a witness. You need 3 people to say it's a gang, or 2, 3 people, or 1 person to say it's a gang. You see what I'm saying? And once they say it's a gang, they can use that in trial now. That's the shit that the cops play. You know what I'm saying? They can use that in trial now and say, yo, this is a gang, and you blow into that. You automatically blow into that. So if anybody cop out before, you blown to that.
How do you feel about taking a plea deal when you have co-defendants that are going to trial? Is that considered snitching, even if you don't admit that they were a part of it? Because this was a big thing with the young thug case.
So what happens is that people will consider it snitching, but what happens is like basically you giving.
I'm actually angry with this guy. I really am, because we loved his music. It's like, listen, I'm in a crew of slingshotters. That's my family right there, and we get into that slingshot. And we turn on this dude. Oh my God. Y'all don't even understand how good this guy is. It's just sad. It's really sad.
On trial. Like basically telling them they can't go to trial. Because if they go to trial, if you cop out and they go to trial, they blow into whatever you copped out to. That's automatic. It's gang conspiracy. So if they're like, that's why I couldn't cop out. So I could have took my 3 years and went home, but they offered me 3 years, but I know the bros going to trial, so I had to hold it down. But long story short, you can't. If you want gang conspiracy, you can't cop out because that's implicating that the gang is, it's a gang. So once you implicate that as a gang, they can go to trial and say that, boom.
Is this keep rewinding itself?
This was a gang already.
Like we don't heard
so that's
this
basically
several
using it
times.
as like a witness. You need 3 people to say it was a gang, or 2, 3 people, or 1 person to say it's a gang. You see what I'm saying? And once they say it's a gang, they can use that in trial.
All right, you guys, let's get back to the actual YouTube video that we have, and let's try to finish that one right there. Hold on. All right, let's go back over here, y'all. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Let's get TikTok up out of here. You're out of here, TikTok, because I will sit there and watch it over and over again. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just my brain. My daughters be like, Ma, you listen to the same video over and over again. I was about to pull y'all into my foolishness. So hold on, let's bring our YouTube back in here, because I know that's a whole video, but I wanted just to listen to that and show you guys how crazy it is. He's sitting out here talking his foolishness, talking about pow-powing people, and yeah, not good. All right, you guys, let's keep going. Let's get my butt up in the corner so you guys can hang out with me and I hang out with you guys. Where am I at? Oh, hold on, y'all. Okay, let's hit play.
Bobby Shmurda pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges Friday and will be heading behind bars for 7 years.
They offered a little more time, say they gonna cut the time off his shit. And that was it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
I want all my friends' name to be Bobby Shmurda.
Everybody.
Every one of them.
That's crazy.
That's one of the realest young niggas ever.
Yeah.
You name one person to do that. You name one person to do that.
I don't
Them
see
niggas
it
couldn't sit. They couldn't sit for 5 months. You think they would have did a 7-ball?
The Free Bobby Shmurda campaign was in full effect.
They not laughing with Bobby. They laughing at that ninja. Who does this? He threw everything away for the GS9. Why?
With different artists showing their support. Meanwhile, in prison, Bobby was feeling defeated. He kind of had a love-hate feeling towards 2014, due to it being the year he found success, but also being the year everything crashed down. Fan mail and the support he received made him start looking at everything different, looking at it as a setup to keep the momentum going once he was released.
The shit that I learned there. So I learned that everything happens for a reason. Every time you're in a situation, you gotta look for the pros out of it. Cause there's always a diamond in there. I was outside with everybody else, I wouldn't know shit.
It allow you to get to learn, know yourself, and all that. I've been in the mix like everybody else. You get down to sit down, time to think.
After 6.5 years, Bobby was officially released from prison in February of 2021.
I'll be back. Fuck 6ix9ine. Real shit. The king of New York. Let me hear it. Hey, yeah.
Most of the hip-hop community celebrated Bobby upon his release, and what followed his release was a lot of silence.
He says, I ain't been in charge of my music since I was 19 years old, and I just turned 27, and honestly, I don't know when shit is dropping, so don't ask me shit. Go ask them motherfuckers since they want to control everything.
Bobby came home in February.
You guys, okay, so Bobby's comeback had not reached the commercial level fans expected. Of course not. You know what? We already know how he thinks. We already know how he thinks, and it's not smart. So some listeners criticized his new music and performance. Others argued that the public unfairly I don't know. They had these high expectations, okay? LEOs are often associated, you guys, with pride. We truly are, and the public rejected everything that he was giving them. You know, he wasn't able, they had him, they were like, oh, when he comes out, he's going to be on 1,000. And when he came out, he was on 2. And he refused. And that's the thing about the Lion. We refuse to act defeated. Even when people are criticizing his music, his dancing, his decision, Bobby continued appearing publicly with enthusiasm. The Lion does not ask permission to roar. The real question is whether Bobby can transform that confidence into a sustainable second chapter when the music has changed. He came out, nothing was the same anymore. There was nothing about his music that he could have brought into this genre that was going to shake it. It just wasn't. Let's continue to watch this, you guys.
And didn't release his first song until September. Once he released No Time for Sleep, a shift in public perception started to happen. I believe Bobby fans built this expectation of what the record should have sounded like, and his brand was stuck on what he built in 2014 because he'd been locked up since 2014. But personally, as a man, you could see he grew past that year and wanted to take a different direction.
I want to go years without being locked up, without having trouble, without having to put my hands on the nigga, without having somebody dictating me all my life.
Outside of that, he became entrenched in industry politics. Wanting to take a different direction is cool until it affects the bottom line. Being a signed artist is like any job. If we hire you to answer the phones, you answer the phones. If we sign you to be a gangster rapper, guess what? You be a gangster rapper.
You know, the label gonna portray it as the gangster side of you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I need people to see
me. Upon his release, he signed a management deal with Roc Nation. The issue was that he was still signed to Epic Records from way back in 2014. Epic went through many changes. Shy Money, who championed for Bobby, was fired, and L.A. Reid was no longer the head of the company. Epic knew Bobby was unhappy on the label, and that deal with Roc Nation was a red flag due to him being managed by the competition. Also, Roc Nation is known to poach artists.
I found pictures of him with Jay-Z. They all posted up with Beyonce. How big could people have said that Bobby was? Who gets next to Jay-Z and Beyonce? That's because they saw the potentials in him. And like I said earlier, my mother used to say to me all the time, she used to say, listen, the devil will peek into your future and see something great and then start unleashing every power that the devil has to bring you down. So sometimes you find, I don't care if it's in your business, your marriage, you have to understand that what is going on is not you. The devil is really trying to destroy you because he knows that God is proud of you. You know, it's a lot of marriages going on, struggling marriages. Your husband, your wife is not the problem. Y'all need to fight the demon that's coming at you because he sees something powerful. I'm just talking, you guys. I can go down the whole rabbit hole on marriage, but I ain't gonna do it because Bobby Shmurda ain't there. I don't even know. Sometimes my mind flips like a Rolodex. I don't know, but I had to put that out there for whoever is listening. When you start having problems in your marriage, the devil's not attacking you. He's attacking God because he knows that God loves marriage. So if he can break up a couple, guess what? He's won. So don't let him do it. Go to hell down, sit down, go sit your ass down somewhere and go to the bathroom and sit in the man cave, shut the hell up. And I'll see you tomorrow with breakfast. That's how I am. Listen, well, I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So what? What we doing? I'm going to go make breakfast. Let's keep going, you guys.
Think Megan Thee Stallion. Think Uzi when he was having label issues.
I got smarter. When I got smarter and I started taking ownership and knowing my own shit, of course people gonna get mad and say, who the fuck you think you is? Caesar ain't supposed to talk. Yeah. Monkey ain't supposed to talk. Nigga, who the fuck you supposed to? Why you talking? You know what I'm saying? Why are you smart? Why are you this and that? Why are you asking for equity? Why are you asking for this and that? Why are you asking what's DSPs? Why are you asking why is my shit on placement?
After realizing he wasn't gonna stay on the label, you can clearly see their goal after that was to tank his stock. So when he hit the free market as an independent artist, they're not taking the loss.
I can't talk about Epic too much. I get sued. So I'm gonna say, anytime you leave a divorce, right? And you know, shorty, before she kick you out, she gonna try to kick everything out. You know what I'm saying? Before you leave, they gonna try to kick everything on the way out, right?
That's right.
Yeah, No Time for Sleep wasn't a good song at all. But with no label backing, it made the release seem even more unimpressive, which starts a snowball effect. Each song after another does less numbers than the one before it. He wasn't in control of his social media accounts then and couldn't choose when he dropped. The label had to schedule it.
Because when I came home, my label didn't help me with shit at all. And I did everything myself. Since I've been home, I've done everything myself. Me and my team, my own made team. Own road managers, own PRs, own creative directors, own photograph.
You guys think that they had the production companies decided to actually wash their hands with him because he was so volatile? You know, something had to spark this in them because he was a money maker. We cannot deny that. He was a money maker for everybody around him.
An official album, so it kind of blows my mind that people had such high expectations for somebody who only had 6 months as a serious rapper. Then he had 6.5 years in prison while being stuck on a label that wouldn't even bail him out, and that same label put no support behind his post-prison run. I can't even think of a comparison of his situation. So now I ask you, do you think Bobby fumbled his return from prison, or do you understand how sometimes the business can create the play for you to?
I do. I think he fumbled his whole life. Bobby Shmurda's story contains both the brightness and most difficult side of Leo energy. His charisma helped turn a low-budget neighborhood video into a worldwide phenomenon. His confidence made him unforgettable. His creativity gave hip-hop culture moments that we will never forget. His resilience helped him survive More than 6 years in prison. His loyalty made him developed by friends and fans. Listen, but that same loyalty may have kept him attached to dangerous circumstances, you guys. It had to. His loyalty, as Leos, our loyalty can be deadly. His pride may have made separations and redirection more difficult for him. You know, he wants to stay. He's teetering the fence the entire time. And his natural visibility made him the face of a case that involved far more people and allegations than Bobby alone. It's that Leo, it's so sad because sometimes I used to say, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't care. But it always came. It was just, it's almost like it's just a magnet. Leos, we are magnets. It's a gift and a curse. Bobby's story teaches us that every strength needs boundaries. Loyalty without wisdom can become sacrifices. It really can. Stop and think. Confidence without caution can become recklessness. I don't know. Bobby needed a lot of help. Leadership without discipline can become liability. So tonight we examined Bobby Shmurda, not simply as a rapper, you guys, or a defendant, but as a young man who became a cultural phenomenon before he had fully escaped the circumstances surrounding him. Bobby was born during Leo season. Hey, Leos, give it up, give it up. So under the symbol of the lion represents courage, leadership, loyalty, pride, creativity, and survival. We saw all of those qualities throughout Bobby's journey. We saw the young lion command the attention of the entire music industry. We saw him remain loyal to the pride. We saw loyalty become part of a decision that cost some of the most valuable years of this young man's life. We saw him survive prison, and we saw him return to the world that expected him to roar exactly as he had before, as if nothing else changed around him. But the Bobby who entered prison at 20 years old could never be the exact same Bobby who returned in his late 20s. His real comeback may not be about recreating Hot Ninja, which was my jam. It may be about building a life where loyalty no longer requires losing yourself. And that's what it's all about. So chat, is Bobby Shmurda's greatest Leo quality his confidence, loyalty, resilience, or his pride? I don't know. So you guys, thank you guys for joining me tonight on Viral Crimes with Jocelyn. Again, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. Tap that screen. Do your part to allow this channel to grow. And you will have so much fun on this channel. You guys are family from the moment you hit subscribe or follow. You are family. So please remember, no case and no story will be forgotten on this channel. So do not meet us there. Beat us there, you guys. So every video, I like to end with, Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you give everybody in this video peace and give them the power to do the right thing. Also bless the Viral Crimes with Jocelyn family, and these criminals are crafty. Allow us to grow in your word and to make you proud. In the name of Jesus, we pray. So that is it for tonight, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow with another Leo case, because these Leos, we turning up the whole Leo season on Viral Crimes with Jocelyn. Thank you guys, and be at peace. Thank you.